Okay, so I'm just going to do the just Nike method. So this is the just do it for non-monics. Okay, so the first one we're just going to look at is 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. So it's 2x squared plus 5x, and it is plus 3. Okay, so basically what this works around is what goes here and here when you're expanding multiplies to give that first term. So that's going to be 2x and x. And what goes here and here for the last term multiplies to give that 3. So basically you could put 3 and 1, or you could put 1 and 3. You don't really know which one. So what you've got to do is when you're trying to work out is it 1 and 3 or 3 and 1, you're trying to work out what will the two middle terms be. So that times that and that times that will give you your middle term. So for example, if I put 1 and 3 there and I did that, that ends up 2 times 3 gives me my 6x, and 1 times x gives you 1x. And you look at that, you end up with 7x, which is not what I want. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to swap them around, and I'm going to look how it changes my middle. So if I swap it around and I put 3 there, 1 there, and I go plus 3 plus 1, then in the middle there I get 3x, and here I get 2x. So when I add these together, I end up with 5x, which is actually my middle. So that means that the factors of these are 2x plus 3, x plus 1. Okay, now looking at question 2, we're going to do the just do it Nike method. This is called non-monic because basically there's not a 1 in front of the x squared, so it makes it a little bit harder. So that's 5x and x. That multiplies to give my first number. This last number here, the 2, is what's here and here multiplies to give the 2. So you could have 2 and 1 or 1 and 2. So I'm trying to get 7. If I did 1 and 2, that's going to give me 10x and 1x for that one. And that's when you add those together, you get 11x. So that's going to be way too big. So if I rub those out, and I'm going to try, instead of 1 and 2, I'm going to try 2 and 1. So if I try 2 and 1, that would be 2x, and that would be 5x. And when you add those up, you do indeed get 7. So that means that that would be 5x plus 2 and x plus 1. Okay, we're just going to do it again. Okay, so here when you look at this, there's only, like, you could get the 3 and the 1, that's one option, and it's a minus, so it's going to be a plus or a minus. I may have to try that. The 4x, you could have 4x and 1x, or you could have 2x and 2x. Okay, so you're looking at trying to get minus x. Now, if I put a 2x in there and a 2x, see, that would give me a 6x and a minus 2x. Now, if you add those together, you actually get 4x. Now, I already knew that that actually wasn't going to work because I could see that the 2 and the 3 made 6. So now, instead of putting 2x and 2x, what I'm going to put in here is I'm going to try 4x and x. But when I'm choosing that, you don't want to put the 4 there because that's going to give me a 12x and a 1x. And there's no way then you could ever get like the 1x that you want. So what we do, you need to be really careful when you're doing that, that you're actually looking at which one goes with this one. See, when you're checking the middle, the 3 goes with that number, and the minus 1 will multiply with whatever's there. So instead of it's 4x, we're going to put 4x. We're going to put the 4x in here so it multiplies with the 1 and the 1x there. So that's 3x minus 4x gives you minus 1x, which is correct. So that means you've got x minus 1, 4x plus 3. Alright, so now we're at part 4. So looking at that then, if we look at that, what goes here and here multiplies to give the 5x squared. So it's 5x and 5x and x. And if you look at this then, we're trying to get 2x. So I got 3 and 1, or 1 and 3. If I put the 3 there, I'm straight away making 15. So that is way too big. So you're much better off putting a 1 there and a 3 there and just checking that. So that's 5x and 3x. Now I'm trying to get minus 2x. So to get minus 2x, you really would need to make that a minus 5 and a plus 3. So to make that a minus 5, that would need to be a minus, and to make that a plus 3, that would need to be a plus. So that would be 5x plus 3, x minus 1. Okay, so now the fifth one, all right, so that's going to be 3x and x, okay, and now you've got 4. Now, if I put 4 there, that's a 12, so I wouldn't be putting a 4 there. Okay, so let's try a 4 here. So if I did a 4 there, that would be 4, not 4 and 1, so it's 4 and 3x. I'm not getting the 4x that's in the middle. I'm trying to get the middle here. Okay, so now I'm just going to try something different. So the other option, when you've got the product, like you've got that as 4, the other option is a 2 and a 2. So I'm going to rub that out, and I'm going to put a 2 and a 2. So if you look at that, that would be 2x and 6x. I'm trying to get minus 4. So you'd want to go minus 4 plus minus 6 plus 2. So that's going to be plus 2 minus 2. Okay, so that's going to be 3x plus 2, x minus 2. Okay. All right, so there's just one more. I might give you one that is really quite difficult. So 5x minus 6. This one's a little bit more difficult, but it's still very doable because you've got like 2 6s. So therefore that one has like 2 and 3, 3 and 2, 6 and 1. And the same this one. This one has a 2 and a 3, a 6 and a 1, 1 and a 6, a 3 and a 2. So there's so many ways that, you know, you can do it. So you go 6. If I did 6 and 6, it's going to create 2 big. So that's the first thing I checked, like I did that. And then the other one's 6 and 1. The other thing too is you wouldn't want to put a 6 there because it creates a common factor of 6, and I can see there's no common factors in this thing at all. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just go, I'm going to try 3 and 2 x. Now, when I'm doing 3 and 2 for that one, if I put the 2 there, it's going to create a common factor with the 2. We don't want that because there's no common factor in the whole thing at the start. So that's why I'm going to choose 3 and 2. Because if I do that, I've created no common factor. Because if there's a common factor in here, there should actually be one in your question as well. So let's just check that then. See if I look at that then, that would be 9x. That would be 4x. We've got to try and get minus 5. So you'd want to get minus 9 plus 4. Now, in order to get minus 9, you'd want a minus there. Plus 4 would be plus 4. So it's 3x plus 2, 2x minus 3. Yep, and that would be your factor.